The first day of the International Cannabis Business Conference is over, and there were some very interesting things about the business and the medical products, as well as the politics of studying the plant. And the presenter on logistics was hilarious, which is not what you would expect for someone talking about the logistics of shipping cannabis internationally and all the permits involved. But he said, sure, drive it through the EU if you have all the right permits. Sure, fly it through the Gulf states to get through Australia, no problem. But don't ever, ever, ever land in the US if you have THC in your cannabis. Makes sense. Another interesting thing that is for the headlines of today, of course, on the extraction side, there is an AI for optimizing the temperatures and the pressures and the times of the extraction of your cannabinoids to get the cannabinoid and terpene profiles that you're looking for. So it's interesting to see AI already being applied to that problem. And they're a really fascinating medical device, and I just think it's one of the most important things coming. It is an asthma inhaler, and this has been done before, but this is from a company called Remidose. And not only can they have a THC inhaler, they can also have customized cannabinoids. So as we learn more about certain cannabinoids for certain conditions, you can have a inhaler for accurate dosing. This is what doctors want. One of the big themes of today was the hardest people to reach are the ones wearing the white coats. The doctors are the ones who don't want this. The patients often do, and the doctors are scared. Not more than 10% of doctors want to have anything to do with this, especially because they don't like a non-standardized flower. They want standardized products. They know exactly what it is. And so it's exactly what an asthma inhaler would do. Another company doing something like that is one that I've seen a couple times here in Europe is Brains Bioceuticals, and they have a bunch of customized cannabinoids all over the world that they input to different companies, and they are involved in over 30 clinical trials right now. And it's just great to see clinical trials on other cannabinoids coming up more and more and more. And on the politics of studying the plant, Dr. Christian Ulrichs at Humboldt University here in Berlin, he says he has colleagues who do cannabinoid research, but they don't talk about it and they don't publish about it. They just do it. But it is a little too controversial. And when the university president comes to visit, she doesn't want a photo in their lab because she does not want to risk getting involved. It's a political job, and she knows it probably isn't worth it. And the last interesting thing that got highlighted, which I've seen before, is the Lambert Institute in Australia, which the Lambert family gave a bunch of money to start a big cannabinoid research center, and they've been pumping out cannabinoid research for a couple years now. And there was concern in Australia about, is using medical cannabis the night before going to screw up people in jobs, especially sensitive jobs? Should we be allowing this like we do for alcohol? And so they simply studied a bunch of workers and a bunch of different tests, and they found that if people used cannabis the night before, they had no problems the next day for their driving, for their memory, for their general carrying out of their jobs. They were fine. And so it's great to see this mix of focus on pharmaceutical aspects of the plant, on the purification aspects, but also real world studies of what it's like for people to just use flower. Because the thing is, flower is what most people want to use. That and oils like CV Sciences has. And so that is, for me, with the medical side being so close to my heart, that is where the studies need to be. The real people have voted with their mouths about what they want, so that's what we should be studying. So tune in tomorrow for more updates from the International Cannabis Business Conference, sponsored by CV Sciences.